Dancing with a blender will not be seen tonight, so that we may bring you this up-and-coming star. Aw, man, come on, I had $20 on the blender this week. Aw, man, this had better be good. His soothing voice has sounded an entire nation. People from all over the world flock to see his very essence. He is the most annoying person in the world. Aw, man, you interrupted my Blender show for this? And what else is on? Stay tuned for the absolutely, completely random podcast coming up next. Good. Wholesome entertainment. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the absolutely, completely random podcast for Saturday, August 10th, 2019. Yeah, I know I sound a little different this week. I'm trying something new since apparently my lapel mic gives off a really good sound. No, I'm not using that. I don't want to burn it out. I'm actually trying the patented, what I should have been doing from the start, apparently, keeping headphones on while I do this podcast, so that I don't hear myself and try to yell over myself and everything else. And on top of that, I also pulled back out my windscreen, and I'm literally talking into it. So there is that. But either way, yeah, this week's going to be quite an interesting week. I have topics galore to talk about, and oh boy, am I looking forward to it. Like, Adobe officially creating the end date for Flash. That's right, Flash is officially coming to an end. Oh, the inhumanity. Well, it's technically been in the way of coming, but still. Jim Carrey is weary of Sonic's redesign dictated by groupthink. Okay. Valve is apologizing for spoiling Street Fighter V's big Evo 2019 surprise. Well, yeah, but seriously? GameStop is pretty much going into a deeper level of hell as they continue their immortal decline, because now they're changing up their entire business model and they've laid off a good 50 or so regional managers. And speaking of chains that are apparently going downhill, Pizza Hut is planning to close hundreds of their dine-in restaurants in order to push deliveries. Aw, man, Pizza Hut has some good pizza, though. But anyway, I have all that. Oh, yes, and more. There's a secret topic we all get to enjoy this week. That's right, a secret topic. Can't wait to talk about that one. All that and more this week on the absolutely, completely random podcast. But before we go any further, you know the song and dance by now. If you're in the market for anything, any weird stuff, oddities, what have you, check out my eBay page, ARHOADS 2012 hyphen 2012 over on eBay. I have a wide variety of strange and unusual things, and honestly, I keep putting up some new stuff. I just put up some new stuff, and I have some more stuff to put up later on this month, so there is that. And it's often a fun place just to come, see what I got, and see if I'm cheaper than anybody else. Hey, I'm always open to offers, too, because a majority of my items have an or best offer added right there on it. Then again, most of my items are buy it now anyway, but still, you never know. So feel free, check it out. It's ARHOADS hyphen 2012 on eBay. Don't forget, you can also check me out on Take Roads over on Twitter and on the official Web Designer 18 Facebook page. Because, yeah, it's how I roll. Okay, so I had a kind of an interesting week this week. Work was actually kind of nice. I actually got out early this week, both days, so that was kind of fun. See, what else did I do this week? The results came in for that Fever dungeon on Puzzles and Dragons. I got into the 23 percentile on the third one and the 38 percentile on the fourth one. So either way, I scored some event medals, which I'm gonna soon cash some of those in for some stuff. Hopefully they have something good coming down the pipeline, because I really want some good stuff here. But yeah, I've been doing that. I apologize for the cars whizzing by. This is the first time ever that it's actually this busy on a Saturday night. I don't know. There must be an event somewhere that just must have let out, for all I know. So I apologize for the cars and the whizzing by noise you're probably going to hear. But yeah, I do have headphones on this week, so it makes it a little more calmer. I want to see if that works. I still have the microphone set up. I have it at 100% recording so that it gets me, so it doesn't like sound too low or anything. I can always adjust the volume in when I fix up the video later on, so there is that. I can always edit it in post, basically. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I did Andrew Discusses this week, part 3 of 4. The next one, animation. Probably not going to be right away. So there's that. Tried out my new program this week that I got a while back. So I had invested a little bit of money in getting Power Director 14 in case I'd have to get like a new laptop or a new desktop. Then I could have the video program that I have, and of course it wants to give me an issue. So that was kind of fun. So I'm still tweaking that yet, so I still have Power Director 12 installed. I did manage to get the updates on my laptop finally installed. This is a fun story. I can actually tell this because I'm only like 2 minutes into this. So I get up at 1:45 in the morning on Monday. And I mean, it's like 1:45 in the morning. I'm getting up. It's like 1:50 by the time I finally roll out of bed and realize, oh crap, I actually had my alarm set for this early in the morning. And I work on updating my laptop. An almost 9 gigabyte file from freaking Microsoft. Took it to just about 10, I want to say, to download. So I was happy about that. I mean, it's about 8 hours, and it would have actually gotten done about half an hour earlier had it not have glitched on me and accidentally said, oops, no internet connection, or your updates were turned off. And I was like, no, they weren't. I clicked out of this to check to pull off a file that I needed for something else I was doing, and you glitched. Nice try. So there was that. But then it took it an eternity and a half to install. And I mean, I'm going through this whole ordeal and it's saying it failed. I'm like, oh no, you son of a bitch. I quick did something. I looked up online on how to fix it. I'm like, I'm going to have to probably re-download all this. I'm like, so great, that's going to be another Monday morning. I'm going to have to get up at 2 in the morning almost to get this done. As I'm going through and doing it, I have my laptop, with me. Finally. Now, I started this process at just about 2:30ish in the morning. Finally, it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 3:30 at the latest, and it's done. So that's 13 hours of my life that I want back from Microsoft. I want that 13 hours back, Microsoft, okay? That was 13 hours of my life you took from me, and I want it back. I'm not even joking, because this is a featured update. So I got to do those. Every Windows user has to do that now once every 18 months. You have to do a feature update because, oh yeah, you have no choice. So I had to do that. I was going to lose support come November. I still have a desktop and my mom's laptop. No, sorry, 2 desktops and my mom's laptop to do. So I'm doing the updating for a friend of mine. So I got 2 desktops and a laptop to do yet. And it's taking an eternity and a half to get all of this stuff done. God, it's taking so damn long. But yep, so that was that. So that was pretty much my week. Let me know how your weeks went. And until then, let's get into the podcast, shall we? We got a lot to do. Alright, so let's talk about Adobe Flash. This is kind of an interesting topic, I kind of want to say. I can actually thank my mom for submitting this one, because she asked me, does this affect us? Because we do like a lot of Flash stuff, but not, well, I shouldn't really say a lot, but she's mostly worried because, it involves the internet. So she wanted to know, does this involve us? Is this going to affect us? And yes and no, but then again, we've kind of known about this for a while. So for those of you that have been kind of living under a rock for the last, I want to say 10, 12 years, not even that. You've probably known about Flash Player. Adobe Flash Player is a program that you download. It allows you to view items online. It's not bad per se, but there are some sites that have some issues in regards to it that don't work right with it and cause some other problems. And it's not so much that they're annoying, but it's that it happens. And Adobe has been putting this out there for a while now that they are planning to get rid of it. They were planning to find like a substitute for it, and they had one a while back. They were saying about HTML5 and how some sites are going to be going to that, and that was like a couple years ago. I remember reading that. So it's basically we knew this was coming. This is really getting annoying with these cars tonight. I'm not even lying. This is getting like real freaking annoying here. Seriously, it is never this busy on a damn Saturday night. Now all of a sudden it is busy. It's like, I mean, what, was there like a convention in town or something that everybody's coming home from? What the hell? All right, but anyway, they're going with more open standards. HTML5, WebGL, and WebAssembly. They've matured over the past several years, and most now provide many of the capabilities and functionalities that the Flash Player plugins used to do. So, Adobe's planning the end of life for Adobe Player, for Adobe Flash, basically. It's going to be at the end of 2020, so there is that. There's like security issues and everything else. I know Microsoft keeps putting out like patches, like it's almost like every time a new Flash Player update is out, there's a new patch for it about 2 days later. So at least that's how it always seemed to me. So it's definitely something, you know. But Adobe is planning the end of life for Flash. They're going to stop updating and distributing the Flash Player at the end of 2020 and encourage content creators to migrate any existing Flash content to these new open formats, which is actually not a bad idea. I'm not going to lie. It does sound pretty cool. Taking that most of them have been doing it anyway. I mean, I don't even think YouTube uses Flash anymore, because I know they were like one of the big contenders for that, and I don't even think they use Flash anymore. I think they actually switched to HTML5, but don't quote me on that. But anyway, it's not that bad though. They did say that many businesses now are built around Flash technology, including gaming, education, and video. They're remaining committed to supporting Flash through 2020 as customers and partners put their migration plans into place. Adobe will continue to support Flash on a number of major OSs and browsers that currently support Flash content through the planned end-of-life cycle. It's going to include issuing regular security patches, maintaining OS and browser compatibility, and adding features and capabilities as needed. They're going to remain fully committed to working with partners including Apple, Facebook, Google, Microsoft, and Mozilla. I never liked Firefox, so. To maintain the security and compatibility of Flash content. Yeah, I think, like I said, I don't know of many sites anymore that are actually using Flash. I know that it is useful, but I don't know of any that are actually full on using it, because I know that some of them switched to HTML5. I remember reading about that. I just don't know if they actually did it 100% or not. Adobe is going to, though, remain in the forefront of leading the development of new web standards and actively participate in their advancement. Seriously, what the hell convention? Let out. God, so many fucking cars. Yeah, so Adobe's still going to be sticking around. They're going to be the forefront of leading and development of new web standards and actively participate in their own advancement. They're going to contribute to the HTML5 standard and participating in the Web Assembly Community Group, or WACG, and will continue to provide best-in-class animation and video tools such as AnimateCC, the premier web animation tool for developing HTML5 content, and Premiere Pro CC. One of those had better be FREE. That'd be pretty cool. So they're going to provide the best tools and services for designers and developers to create amazing content for the web. So they're not exactly just going out of style or anything. It's just like, you know, and this was a long time coming, because like I said, there was like writing on the wall for a couple years at least, as I remember reading about this before. I actually think I talked about this on a podcast episode, so there is that. Either way, yeah, I kind of understand their frustration with this, but yeah, I mean, over time, everything has to end at some point, and honestly, Flash, it's been along for the longest time. It's been around, so yeah, it's old. It's got to go. It's seen its fair share. But it's not a bad thing that it's going. It's just that it knows it can't be here anymore. It knows it's not bringing anything to the table anymore. It's, it wants to quietly go off into that good night. So I don't really see this as a bad thing, because at least they have a plan in place, so to speak. So it's not entirely bad, but at the same time, it could be worse. So I don't know. It's one of those to each their own types of deals, I guess. But still, it's nice to know, though, that Flash is going to be on its way out the door and just getting replaced with one of its newer competitors, or at least one of its newer proteges, I guess I should say. And yeah, so could be worse. Alrighty, so let's talk about Pokemon. Yes, I know, we get to roll back the Pokemon counter again. God damn it. It's just, I finally had it, like, almost a week? And now we're back to 0 again. So this time, though, I'm not talking about the Pokemon games, more so the Pokemon anime series, and in particular the shit show that is Pokemon Sun and Moon. So this is the series that fans were not happy about when it first premiered. I agree with them wholeheartedly on this. The animation and the art style in this are both shit shows. And I know how people are going to go, oh, well, animation and art style are two different things. Yes, I am well aware of that. However, here's the newsflash for you. Both suck. Regardless, both suck. Because if something that's really crappy looking is animated to move, it's not gonna look prettier by moving. It's gonna look worse. So fans right now feel like they've been trolled because Ash Ketchum almost lost in the Alola League. And I know, big fucking shocker there, right? It's like, Jesus, Ash Ketchum losing in a Pokemon League? Come on, it must be a day that ends in a Y, basically. But no, Ash Ketchum, apparently he was taking on another trainer, so basically this rival, and he got either the luckiest break, or if he wins this garbage league as it is, I think the fans are going to get pissed, and that's going to be the end. That'll be the swan song of Pokemon, basically. But it was basically him, I forget what the hell the name of the Pokemon is at this point. It's like over 800 of the little bastards anyway. But it's his one little bird Pokemon. Oh, Rowlet, or Rowlet, or whatever it is. Take it on its final evolved form, and technically it got knocked out. I don't give a shit what the series says. It got knocked out. I watched the fight. Somebody had it up on YouTube. I watched it. It got knocked out. And all of a sudden, the rival's grandfather. Now, the rival at this point was just announced the winner. Ash is standing there, heartbroken, like, oh my god, I lost in the second round. The second round of the Pokemon League. And all of a sudden, the kid's grandfather stands up, calls the referee over, who's doing a shit show of a job to begin with, calls the ref over and goes, the Pokemon's not technically knocked out, it's asleep. And it's like, wait, what? And Ash was allowed to continue. It's like, well, just wake it up, it's allowed to continue. And I'm thinking to myself, no! It's technically cannot battle. It's asleep. It's good night, good night nurse, basically at this point. And I know somebody out there is going to argue, well, wait a minute. What was it? Tobias from the Sinnoh League was putting Pokemon to sleep with Dark Void and Darkrai. Yeah, but if those of us remember correctly, Ash lost in the Indigo League because Charizard refused to fight, just basically sat there and took a nap. So your point is meaningless. At least with those Pokemon, they could still fight. Ash's Charizard refused to fight, and Rowlet is unable to fight, and here we go again, it's still going. So they woke up Rowlet. Rowlet ends up winning in the end, and Ash advances on. So fans are pissed for a multitude of reasons. One, they feel like they've been trolled. Two, Ash just basically won the goddamn round by, I don't want him to lose, so you're going to just fix it up. We're basically just gonna play this one by ear. Screw the official rules here. And fans are pissed about it. I honestly think Rowlet got knocked out. That's bullshit that it didn't. Ash lost in the second round, but now he's continuing. Because it almost feels like they want to give Ash the win in this. It's like, well, we're not going to count this as an actual league match. This isn't going to count as an actual Pokemon League, so Ash can win this one. I don't care. As far as I'm concerned, all of Sun and Moon's anime is a complete and total shit show. Anime reviewers don't even want to touch this. There are several of them that I follow on Twitter, and a majority of them were posting this up, and they're going, I'm avoiding this one like the plague. It's like, I'm not even going to do a review on this. I don't feel right. I'm not going to be able to justify a review for this, and I don't blame any of them for even thinking it. Because, one, you now have to deal with the fact that Ash's Pokemon can basically just lose, and he's still going to be granted a victory. Just, give him a potion or a revive, wake him up, and then we can go again. This isn't a mulligan type of deal. This is the Pokemon League. I know this is the first one out here in, the Alola region, but for God's sake, this is still an official league. There are rules that have to be adhered to. And it just flew right out in the air. It's like, screw that. Screw the rules. No. Ash's Pokemon, no. Screw the rules. They won. Ash's Pokemon won. And the kid's heartbroken that had won, had the victory rescinded, and then lost. Meanwhile, Ash moves on to the next round. All because it's sort of hinted that Ash is going to win the Pokemon League. Because in the opening credits, he's apparently taking on the one contender who will only take on the Pokemon League champion. And I'm just thinking to myself, every time somebody brings it up, I'm like, if he wins in this shit league, I'm not even going to sugarcoat this anymore. If he wins in this shit league, what does that exactly say to the world? Oh yeah, come on in, sit with us and everything else. This is going to be how it works. Honestly, I find it more annoying than anything else. And this is why, it's annoying. So Ash loses every single league he battles in. The only ones he has won, he won the Orange Islands, he won the Battle Frontier. Did he win anything after that? I don't remember. I think, honestly, the best league performance he ever had was Kalos, because he got second place. He actually made it into the finals on that one, and I still swear he should have won that one, because his Greninja is a water type. Alan's Charizard is a fire type, and a flying type on top of that, if you want to throw in the double mix combo there. There is no amount of friendshipping bullshit that's going to make it so that a water type is going to lose to a fire type. But it happened. I call bullshit on that. So, you have that problem. 1. 2. His worst performance, by far, had to be the Unova League. That had to have been his worst performance by far. Johto League, no, he put up a damn good fight in that. Indigo League, that was his first one. We'll give him a mulligan. Hoenn League, meh. I don't think anybody wants to remember that. The Sinnoh League, you took on a guy that uses nothing but legendaries, and you managed to take out his Darkrai. That was respect. You weren't going to win, but that was respect. But then you have the freaking Unova League, and it's a shit show. Kalos, well, you dusted yourself off, you pulled on your big boy pants, and you got second place. Way to go. Sun and Moon. a freaking garbage league, and now you're going to win this garbage league because apparently you have to win this garbage league. I'm seriously getting pissed off with all this traffic on this road. It's never this busy on a Saturday night. What, did a bar let out early or something? God. But I don't know. It almost seems like a bar let out early or something. I don't know. But either way, yeah, so I'm not exactly too happy with this. Fans aren't exactly happy with this either. I'm pissed off about it too. But that's the entire ordeal in this. Is that Ash is apparently going to win this league, and this little shit show of how they're going to be judging Pokemon League. I mean, first off, that ref is obviously biased or does not understand a clue as to what they're doing. Let's get somebody in there that does. I mean, come on. The kids have had play Pokemon battles, right? They know what knocked out is, right? I think everybody and their grandma in this series knows what knocked out is, right? No? Apparently not, because they sure as hell don't. But yeah, so I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, Sun and Moon's a shit show. Sword and Shield is probably going to be an even worse shit show at this point because I don't even know what they're going to do for it. But with the games having the controversy that they're having, and I'm still standing by this phrase that somebody's going to buy that day one, dig through the source code, and they're going to find sprites and everything for all 800 some Pokemon, and it's going to be the holy hell moment. I swear it. Because the minute that information leaks, and I know Game Freak's probably dreading themselves on that too. Because the minute that information leaks, it's gonna be like, yep, we done screwed ourselves. So, yep, we're screwed. We're done. We're boned. But yeah, so this is honestly this Ash winning and losing in this league is honestly piss poor and annoying at this point. I mean, if he would have lost in the second round, that would have just proven that he really sucks in the Alola region and get the hell out of Dodge, basically. I mean, Z moves. I don't even think he knows anymore what the hell he's doing. It's like, I got a new design, I look a little dimmer than normal, and I just suck. I mean, you came off of a second place win, and now you're going to school. It's almost like the people that are writing this season and this part of the Pokemon journey did not see the Kalos region. They did not see how much he matured in the Kalos region. And we're back to juvenile jackass. So I don't know. But yeah, so you can check out Tokyo Source did the video. There's a link to that in the description. It's God damn, it's just annoying as hell. It really is. Ash Ketchum winning this garbage league is gonna be the swan song that Pokemon just doesn't need right now. Ugh. Alright, so let's take a little wayward walk here into Jim Carrey's mind for a moment. I guess you could say that. Jim Carrey is not happy with the way that Sonic redesign has been dictated by groupthink. And before you're out there thinking, oh god, groupthink, is that some type of a new app I need to be a part of? No. Basically that everybody that didn't like the movie egged it on that it's got to get changed. So when the Sonic trailer first hit, reactions were pretty much universal. It sucked. I think everybody and their grandma voiced an opinion. I know I voiced an opinion almost immediately. I actually put one up that night saying how horrible that design was. I mean, that was god-awful ugly. Still looking at it this time gives me nightmares. But either way, the look had to go. Well, the fans were a little concerned when Jeff Fowler, the director, said they'd be changing the Blue Blur's look. Now, this was also done... Now, this trailer released, what was it, on a Wednesday? I think it was. By that Friday, it's announced... Or not even that, it's like Thursday night and a Friday morning, they announced, we are going to be redesigning Sonic. It will be redesigned. Less than a day. And it's like, oh, well, fans are, a little weary because, well, the VFX artists, they're going to be overworked. They're going to be getting screwed. They're going to be getting overtime. And it's like, look, it's a movie. It's going to happen. I still think, though, that they had this planned. If not, I'm going to explain my if not in a little bit here, but still. But Jim Carrey, though, who plays Dr. Robotnik in the movie, isn't quite so keen on how this was all handled, though. I mean, the movie's been pushed back to February 14th of next year. So Valentine's Day of this coming year, it's been pushed to, from its original November release date. But when Carrey was asked about this, though, about the response to the design during a panel for Showtime's Kidding at the Television Critics Association press tour. And he's basically... he seemed to share the same opinion. Some of the unrelated visual effects artists out there had at the time of the announcement, taking issue that the fact that negative fan response could have such a huge impact on a major studio film. Now, I don't think it was entirely all the negative fan response. Keep in mind, this is a massive multi-million-dollar project. I mean, there's like hundreds of millions of dollars that are probably wrapped into this thing. If the backers saw that trailer and all of a sudden they're like, this is what you took our money and ran with, and they threatened to pull the funding, they could have looked at them and said, oh, and by the way, there's a clause in the contract for us funding you money that if we don't approve of the movie, we can come after you for all the money. They're going to look at that and go, shit, we need to fix this now, because we're going to be screwed. And it's true. That's the sad part, is that it's true. They would be screwed. So, of course, now you have fans that are getting backlash for this. I'm still going by how it was way too damn fast. If it would have been like a week or two later that they would have said, we're going to redesign Sonic. You're going to get a redesign. It's going to get a redesign. Fans can breathe easier now. We're going to fix this. I mean, you had fans that were fixing it within a matter of hours. You had YouTubers that were ripping at a new asshole in a matter of minutes. And you probably had backers that in a matter of seconds were yanking their funding from this. And now all of a sudden it's, oh, well, it's horrible, but it's all the fans' fault because they just took this thing so negatively. No, the fans weren't the ones that took this negatively. It was god awful. This was basically we're just going to slap the Sonic name on this, we're just going to create some monstrosity, and that's what it's going to be. But this is what Jim Carrey had to say on the matter. He goes, and I quote, I don't quite know how I feel about the audience being in on the creation of it while it's happening. Sometimes you find that the collective consciousness decides it wants something, and then when it gets it, it goes, okay, I don't want it. You become a Frankenstein's monster at some point, right? End quote. Well, in this case, I don't think it was so much the fans, because I've been saying this over and over again, that it was way too damn fast. It was like less than a day, if not a day, or just a little over a day, and it's like, we're changing the design. Way too fast. If it would have been a week or 2 weeks, I would have said, okay, they really put some thought into this, and they know that they had no choice. It was just a little over a day, less than 2 days, and they announced that they're changing the design. I'm thinking that the backers were not happy and threatened to yank the funding, and then we're threatening the studio with, oh, and by the way, if we yank the funding for this, you're going to have to reimburse us for every single penny you spend. And at this point, when a trailer is put out, the movie's almost practically done. At that point, it's literally just putting some of the final touches on this baby, getting ready for the pre-screenings and stuff like that, and it's pretty much done. So for them to do this, and they would have been looking at probably I think it's Paramount. They would have been looking at Paramount and going, you're going to reimburse us for every cent you spent. Plus interest, I would imagine, because they would want to make some type of money off of their investment. Paramount would probably look at that and go, redesign it now, fix it now, fix it, or we will fix you, to the creators and the design team. I mean no disrespect to the VFX artists, but for God's sake, if the fans out there can fix Sonic the Hedgehog just by using paint program and an image program, I don't see how the hell you couldn't fix this from the start. You should have seen this and said, the fans weren't going to like this. No, the fans will love it. The fans are going to hate this. But beyond his concerns about the groupthink and how it shaped the post-production of Sonic the Hedgehog, Carrey also said he isn't super concerned about how it will ultimately play out. If he happens to be in a character, though he's no doubt delighted at all the misery his arch nemesis Sonic must be going through at this very moment. Honestly, I don't see this. I don't see it ending well. The damage was already done when you announced the live-action Sonic movie. That was where a majority of, the warnings came from. If we want to think of this as like a massive, disaster, you had the warning that this was coming. When the trailer dropped, that was literally the crater in the ground. I can pretty much akin this to like a nuclear, Fallout, like the Fallout games. You instantly know that the disaster's coming. You see the missile incoming. And it hits the ground. You see the massive mushroom cloud. That is the character design, the animation, the graphics, the effects, all of that just spreading itself out. And the fans are pissed about it. And of course, now everybody's blaming the fans for this. Because, the fans shouldn't have been involved. The fans shouldn't have said anything. The fans should have just let it go. Yeah, because to you, it's a paycheck. To the creators, it's getting their name up there on a big screen that they can get better jobs down the road. To the fans that have to spend the money to sit there and watch it, it's a middle finger. It's basically, look what we can do with all your favorite things. And that's the main issue. And it just gets annoying at this point because it's like, it would have been better off if they would have just said nothing. But it's like, no, if they would have said nothing, if the fans wouldn't have said anything, and this movie would have been made, and everything would have happened the way that it's happening now at the premiere, that would have been, the critics are now panning it. The fans don't want to see it. It's out of theaters in less than a day. And then you have a Pluto Nash incident where somebody will go, but it's not a bad movie, and you have 1,000 other people telling you it's a horrible movie. I like Pluto Nash, but yeah, I feel the understanding. But then you'll have the backers that'll have put all that money in, the investors and all that stuff. All that money will have gone to waste because, you had to pay the actors. They're the only ones that are winning out of this because they can go, I occasionally get 1 or 2 crap roles, and yeah, this was the crap role that I got. I mean, I haven't seen Jim Carrey in that much as far as movies are concerned for a while. So, unless he's doing a lot of other things, I know he's doing like a TV show and that, I think. But unless he's doing like some other stuff in between, I would not be pissing off the fans about, I think if you all would have kept your mouths shut, in a way, on the whole Sonic thing, we'd all be better off. No, we all would have been better off had they have actually made it look like the goddamn video game in the 21st century, where you have access to the video game and the source code of said video game and can easily, and I do mean easily, do this. I mean, Sega could have even looked at this and said, whoa, wait a minute. What the hell did you do to our mascot? Oh, hell no. You're fixing this. And, I mean, Sega could have threatened a lawsuit that they kept quiet about. And all of a sudden, it's like, we got to fix this. Sega's threatening to sue. And that could be within the span of a day. Investors yanking their money out in the span of a day. Fans throwing a bitch fit within 24 hours and 21st century and social media. Possible, but still, I would go with more internal stuff than external. I highly doubt it was the fans throwing a fit. So I don't think it's a bad idea that the fans had some involvement in group thinking with this. Because, let's put it this way, even the critics that review movies for a living looked at that trailer and they were losing their minds. You had the copyright claims just for having Gangster's Paradise. You had people that were reviewing the trailer, reaction videos going viral on YouTube, and you honestly want to tell me that you're pissed off that the fans were intervening? No. There had to have been more internal stuff inside. Either Sega threatened to sue, or investors were threatening to yank their money out. I'm willing to go with C, both of those as possible causes, because I don't see the fans' involvement doing any of that. Because till they would have gotten through all those reviews and all those comments and everything else, it would have taken them hours, if not days. And this was changed in like a matter of days, like less than 2 days. So bullshit. That's how I feel about that. 100% BS. But I don't know. It is what it is. It's coming out February 14th. Like it or hate it, we're going to have to deal with it at some point. Alright, so Valve did some spoiling at the Street Fighter V's big Evo 2019 surprise. They did some spoiling. They spoiled it. They ruined the whole thing. But beyond the incredible matches, the most exciting aspect of this year's Evo fighting game event is the promise of big rewards from all the devs and publishers involved. This year saw the announcement of a new Guilty Gear game, more Soul Calibur editions, and a new Under Night in Birth release, whatever the hell that is, among others. But Capcom's biggest reveal was spoiled before it could even surprise anyone in attendance. The reveal in question involved 3 new characters for Street Fighter V Arcade Edition. Capcom worked hard to prep trailers for E Honda, Lucia, and Poison. That's right, Poison. If anyone out there knows what I'm talking about, you will get it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, she's back. But Valve spilled the beans thanks to an accidental early release of the announcement video. Oh no! Yep, that's right. Valve has since apologized, begging fans, please forgive us. Basically, they're like, please forgive us, fans. Please, please, please. We did not mean it. We did not know what we meant. It was a horrible thing to do. It was an accident. Please don't be mad at us. Please buy our game. Stuff like that. Sorry for the error and all that stuff. They added that safeguards have been put in place to prevent repeat occurrences in the future. But yeah, you can actually watch the trailer. Unfortunately, you gotta purchase them. So yeah, so they're available now. This was like, I think they were available. They're available now. So you got E Honda, Lucia, and Poison were available on 8.4, and the summer 2019 character bundle on 8.5. So they are out and ready to go. But still, that's just, oh my god, that's sad. It's like you just spoil the massive news and announcement for me. That would be all of a sudden like Nintendo coming to E3, and they're gonna say, no, we're gonna reveal our new game system. Then literally on the freaking night before they announce to the world that they are going to E3, or not even that, even just like the night before they show up, all of a sudden, like the night before they have to go on, and it's like, here's a trailer for our brand new Nintendo, what do you want to call it? Nintendo Infinity. No, screw that. That's the PlayStation's Infinity. It's going to be, that's what they got to do. The PS Infinity. The Nintendo Screw You. Yeah, that's it. Nintendo Screw You. You know, it's got every single plug you could imagine. It's got, basically, it's a tablet with two Joy-Cons that you have to super glue to the sides of it because those bastards are not going to ever work right, and they're going to have to be permanently attached somehow. You're going to have to modify the device right off the bat, and you're also going to have like a piss poor memory of like 6 gigabytes just to start the damn thing. It's going to burn up half of that, and then it's going to freeze on. It's going to be the Nintendo screw you, basically. And Nintendo would just like release it. That would be like a massive piss off to a lot of fans. I wouldn't really consider this a massive like spoiler. Yes, it was an accident and everything else, and they have apologized, but I'm wondering if it wasn't so much an accident, if it was just like a, look, we have too much stuff that's going to be released. They could have gotten their time could have been cut down, or they could have been like, oh, they might cut our time on us. We may not have enough time to do all of our talking points, and it's like, look, we really want to announce this before the thing comes out. Why don't we just put the trailer out now and just call it a day? Which I wouldn't put it past them, but yeah, that'd piss off a lot of people too. But I wouldn't put it past them that's what they did. Still, I understand their anger and frustration at that. I can see why they'd be pissed. But yeah, I mean, it's just a game at this point, guys. It's just a game. But you can play it. That's really all that counts. I get a little tired. But yeah, that's pretty much all that counts. It's just a game, though. That's all it is. It's just a game. It's just 3 characters you're going to have to pay to download, to play. And they're going to get you. That's all there is to it. And now we go back to the continuing downfall and spiral into the deepest regions of hell for GameStop. It's not good. Yeah, GameStop's going to hell in a handbasket here. So, inside GameStop's ambitious 3-point plan to save itself from total implosion, they're now selling T-shirts, Funko Pops. They're selling basically everything but video games anymore. Like, we're GameStop, but we're not GameStop. I kind of like the picture in this article. It's an article from BusinessInsider.com. There's a link in the description. But it's got a fucking Blockbuster shirt. It says Blockbuster and Chill. This is the type of lazy-ass crap shirts that you would see being sold at Five Below. In fact, I actually think on their wall back there... Oh, yeah, they do. They got the Deadpool shirt, Dunder Mifflin. Yep. Yeah, some of those are shirts that sell at Five Below. That to be, I think some of those... I think I've actually seen some of those on our wall at the Five Below I work at. So, yeah, that's really even worse. Oh, that's funny. But GameStop is by far the world's largest video game retailer with more than 5,000 stores worldwide. Currently burning the candle at both ends, trying to keep themselves alive. The company has been in a steady decline for years. Oh, I'm sorry. It's been in a constant decline, I think, since day one. Oh, we sell a lot of used games. Yeah. Yeah. But, yeah, but you charge people like what? 23 cents for like one used game. So yeah, it's not a lot. The stock though is plummeting in value. GameStop got a new CEO, and back in June, its first earnings call with the company Sherman laid out. The new CEO, George Sherman, laid out his 3-point plan for GameStop's resurgence. But yeah, so apparently back on Monday, GameStop's stock value pretty much cratered. It's like $3.71 a share, which figures, when I can finally afford to buy a stock in a company, it's going to hell in a handbasket. That figures. I mean, if I had the extra money and actually knew a way to get some stock, I would probably invest it and go, well, let's see. It's $3.71 a share, at least as of this past Monday. I don't know what it is. Let me pull that up. Let me check. Hold on. Let's see here. GMESTOP. Okay. Come on, baby. Tell Daddy what its stock is currently. Oh, it's even worse. Okay, so as of Monday, it was $3.71 a share. We are looking at $3.59 a share. Okay, so, yeah, screw it. I could give him like $30 and buy about 10 shares worth of GameStop. Yeah, I buy about 10 shares worth of GameStop. No, I can at least get 9 shares. Can I buy 9 shares? I'll buy 9 shares if you somehow manage to pull this thing out of its shit show spiral. I could probably coast on that in his retirement. Well, I bought 9 shares of GameStop, kids. We're gonna be eating something other than ramen noodles tonight. Yeah, but in January, though, just 8 months ago, the company's stock was hovering in the $15 to $16 range, but it's been steadily going downhill ever since. Its C-suite reshuffled, and a new CEO was appointed, and they fired a crap ton. And I like how they call it laid off. They fired a crap ton of their regional managers. Okay? This information came out back on the 1st, but I only recently found out about it this week, courtesy of Pat Contry and Ian Ferguson over on the CU podcast. Several GameStop employees, though, and this was on Tuesday where we found it anyway, took to Reddit to report that their regional sales supervisors had been laid off. The anecdotal report, combined with tips to Kotaku about some layoffs, have since been bolstered by an email from GameStop management, whose authenticity Kotaku has confirmed. That surface stating more than 50 people had been let go across the company's regional sales team as part of GameStop's Reboot Transformation Initiative. Yes, I agree with Pat Contry and Ian, though. I wonder if, or Pat and Ian Ferguson, I agree with Pat and Ian. Is Nick Fury there? This is like initiative. It's like SHIELD. This is the GSRT. This is GSRTI. Is Nick Fury here? Yeah. But anyway, a dedicated team including the retail vice presidents, HRLP, and the U.S. store operator leadership team have been working diligently to realign their current field regions and districts in an effort to reduce our cost structure and build efficiencies into our field leadership organization so that we can reinvest in the business. In other words, they're trying to figure out what stores they can get rid of, what stores they should keep, whose asses they should shift to those stores that they can keep to help bolster those sales, and whose asses are basically going to be let go. That's what that means, 'cause that's the shit that Kmart was doing. It's like, well, wait, whose asses can we fire this week? All right, it's time for Wheel of Chopping Block. All right, let's see here. Oh, Miguel. Oh, Susan. Ah, no, not Barry. On Wanda. Well, those are the 4 losers this week on Wheel of Chopping Block. No, that's basically what it is. It's like, oh no, we're just going to restructure our store. We're not restructuring it. They're just figuring out where can we shove them and what stores are underperforming. I mean, Toys R Us did it. A lot of these stores are doing it that are going out of business. It's not a big thing. But with all these changes, more than 50 field leaders who have been impacted will be leaving the GameStop team. Yeah. This includes Regional District HR, which is Human Resources, and LP, which is Loss Prevention. Yes, they're getting rid of their theft people. The ones that prevent you from walking into the store, grabbing something, opening it up in the store, shoving it in your pocket, and walking straight out the door. Excuse me for a second. I mean, it's just so damn funny. Because it's like, oh, well, we got to save money somewhere, but yet you're getting rid of the loss prevention. That's beautiful. Beautiful. Just beautiful. These decisions, though, are not easy, but necessary to help us reduce costs, to enable investment in revenue, driving initiatives that will help grow the business once again. Seriously, somebody tell me how I can get a hold of a stockbroker. I'll give him $30 if I want at least 9 shares of stock. There's an investment. Here's $9. Here's 10. Here's $10. No, here's $30. I want about 10 shares. What can I get for $30? At least 9 shares? I'll take it. Maybe not even. I don't even think I'd be able to. How many? Hold on a second. 350. All right, hold on. I gotta pull my calculator here. How many shares exactly could I even get for that? Let's see your calculator. Here you are. How many shares could I even get for that? That's actually a good question. Hold on. 3.59, and we divide that by 10. I'm not even getting a share. Oh god, that's just funny. Yeah, but no, I was like, oh, sorry, no, wait, hold on, I did that wrong. Why did I do 10? That's 30. Why did I do 10? Why the hell did I do 10? Okay, let's try this again and actually do it. There we go. Okay. That's even worse. It's the other way. It's 0.11. I still wouldn't even get a fucking share. Either way, I'm still screwed. I can at least get like a couple shares. Maybe if I'm lucky, I could get like 7. I don't know, but yeah, they're getting rid of loss prevention. Which sucks. 6 regional leaders. Yes, the whole thing's here. It's widespread. The 50 plus district leaders, 6 regional leaders, multiple HR and LP staff. So that's district leaders, regional leaders, human resources, and loss prevention. So it's basically, let's get rid of the higher ups, and basically, let the mice play. Let's get rid of the cats and let the mice have fun. Most districts and regions are massive now. The now former employee said, district leaders have 20 plus stores, and quality of living, I would assume, is going to go down. Prior to the restructuring, they said district leaders oversaw 15 stores or fewer on average. Earlier this year, GameStop reportedly laid off a dozen employees in charge of marketing and website maintenance for ThinkGeek, the toy brand acquired by GameStop in 2015 for $140 million, which then, if I remember right, they sold to try to offset this shit. I guess that didn't work, did it? The stock just keeps going down in price. All hell keeps breaking loose. The writing's on the wall here. I mean, you don't have to be a blind acrobat to see this. The writing is on the wall. But let's get back into their massive plan. This is like 3-point plan for resurgence. So the reason for that steady decline from the $15 to $16 range straight down to the $3.59 a share. Like Blockbuster Video and Tower Records before, GameStop faces major challenges to its business model from the internet. No shit, man. You don't say. Yeah, as more people were buying video games through digital storefronts, fewer buy games on physical discs from GameStop. Well, on top of that, you also were pushing the used games instead of the new games because you could make more money off of them because you had a higher goddamn markup on them, you cheap bastards. As more people buy video games through the digital storefronts, like I said, that was going to happen. You should have seen that coming. It's like, oh yeah, you can download this from the Play Store. Go to Nintendo's shop. Go to Microsoft Live Store. You should have seen that coming a mile away. You guys were selling those cards. I should have been the nail in the coffin. This could kill our business. Nah. There'll always be physical games. I'm getting the feeling this is going to kill our business. However, good old CEO George Sherman remains steadfast that he has a plan to turn the company around. A plan he presented back in June during his first investors call with the company. Here's what he had to say. Oh, this should be good. Oh, God, this should be good. Oh, man. Back in April, GameStop's board chose George Sherman for the role of CEO. Sherman's past is varied, but a common thread runs through it. Executive leadership. Sort of like imagination. The thing that you need to run this place. Before joining GameStop, he was the president of Advanced Auto Parts and as a senior vice president at Best Buy and as a regional vice president at Target, among other places. So, you were the president of Advanced Auto Parts, a senior vice president at Best Buy, and a regional vice president at Target. And you left those positions. Why? I mean, Best Buy's still doing good. People gotta buy themselves some refrigerators, some TVs. Target sure as hell is doing well. You left those. Why? Oh, even though Sherman has zero experience in the video game industry, he appears to be aware of the massive challenges facing GameStop. You were the senior vice president at Best Buy, correct? At least 40% of Best Buy's business is video games. The other 60% is electronics, appliances, and movies. Don't even pull that shit with me. You zero experience in the video game. You blind sack of shit. Oh, Target even sells video games, so don't even try it. But anyway, he was quoted as saying, "I have been digging into our business. It's clear to me that we need to transform to remain a viable player in our industry. Our recent performance shows me that we have to work to evolve and transform." Are you an Autobot or a Decepticon? I just like some of these pictures, though, that are in here. It's like, honestly, it's like t-shirts and Funko Pops and other stuff that, yeah, it's game-related stuff. I could have told you that this is what you guys were probably going to end up doing. I still like this, though. In 2019, you can still buy music on compact discs and movies on Blu-ray discs. Grandpa, you can still get movies on DVD, too. Just not many of them, but you can still get DVDs, too, there, Grandpa. The world in which Sam Goody and Tower Records did good business selling music and movies on physical media, read discs, is long gone, just like both companies. Whoa, that's hurtful. I mean, come on. You can still get movies on DVD and Blu-ray, so it's not technically dead in the water yet, because there are people that want to watch something without having Netflix interrupting you every 20 minutes. Or you don't want to pay their freaking fee like me. I'm not going to pay Netflix's however much they want to charge a month for shit that I could just go out and buy on a goddamn DVD. So there is that. But a similar story is playing out in the world of video games, which is no shit. I mean, this has been a long time coming. You should have seen this, the writing's on the wall. But yeah, they're going with, it's just going with the fact that a lot of games are going digital. A lot of launch day titles are digital only. So if you want, you don't have to buy any game discs or cartridges ever again. On top of that, and even worse for GameStop, is that many of the games in those digital storefronts aren't sold in stores at all. You don't say. The implication of that shift were huge for the world's biggest game retailer. It's almost like Toys R Us. They knew the downside was coming. Downloads becoming a massive thing and all this other fun stuff. But here's Sherman's plan. It's straightforward. He broke it down into 3 main points during his June investor call. This is good. Okay. Address. Selling general and administrative expenses, SG&A, that's been allowed to deleverage, whatever the hell that means. Execute on opportunities to optimize the current business. Develop new revenue streams for our future. Okay? You sell video games, video game accessories, and apparently t-shirts, Funko Pops, and anything else you can get your little hands on. As far as administrative expenses go, I would look at however much people are getting paid that are higher up and cut their ass's salary down. Execute on opportunities to optimize the current business. Stop overcharging for used games. Actually start having competent employees that know what they're talking about. Stop trying to be like everybody else. Partner up with somebody to deliver games to your doorfront if you order something within the same fucking hour. You have freaking Uber Eats. You have Uber for ride sharing. Why can't there be something, hey, I bought a game at GameStop. Can you go pick it up and deliver it to me? Not a problem. Done. GameStop's door-to-door delivery service. It's faster than Amazon. Within a 30-mile radius, they will deliver your games. Develop new revenue streams for their future. I would hope that includes... Oh, wait. What was it? Your stupid rewards thing that you changed up the Power Rewards Pro, something else. Hoping to get more people to come in and give money. That's not going to work. But this is generally speaking the crux of Sherman's GameStop reboot plan. It's not. I don't see this working. I see GameStop finally just going the way it's going to go. I think it's just going to go. I think it's time for it to go. I think GameStop's finally finished. The writing's on the damn wall at this point. GameStop's finished. It really is. It's history. I don't see it surviving past Christmas. I mean, they're probably going to hold it. It might make it to Christmas. At this point, it might make it till like the holidays. If it does, it'll be its swan song, and then like after the holidays, you'll see a going out of business sale, because if the holidays can't save them, then nothing will. I mean, you sell Nintendo Switches, you sell Xboxes, you sell PS4s. If you would actually sell like used game systems, like, hey, this one doesn't work, but you might be able to fix it, or you offer repairs at your goddamn stores. Get your crack team of assholes in the back that don't know what the fuck they're doing and get that stuff fixed in the store, in charge of, hey, for $50 we'll fix your Nintendo Switch for you. Hey, for $100 we'll fix your Nintendo Switch for you. Or hey, for $150 your PS4 will be humming like a kitten. Do stuff like that. You're never ever gonna see them doing that. They're too stuck in the mud on, we have to change our ways. Yeah, no shit. I liked how somebody on Twitter was like, so should Amazon just buy out all the GameStop stores and turn them into Amazon stores? And I started laughing at that, because that's basically the way I kind of see this ending. Is that Amazon's just going to buy all the stores after they go out of business, and you're just going to see a whole crap ton of Amazon stores everywhere. God knows how bad that'll be. Do you have an Amazon account, sir? No? There's the door. You have a wonderful day. Bastards. But I don't know. Like I said, I think GameStop's on its way out. I think the writing's on the wall. It's literally like, it's on life support at this point. It does not have long left to live. It is on life support. If it manages to make it, like I said, to the end of the year, it will be a freaking miracle. If it manages to survive even one more year, it'll be a miracle. I don't see it happening, but you never know. It might. Well, here's some sad and somber news. If you love Pizza Hut, they're planning to close hundreds of restaurants as they push for deliveries. Yeah, it's basically, they want to shutter a lot of their dine-in restaurants. They want to focus on delivery and fast casual dining. So basically, it's not going to be this, oh, well, you can sit in here and we'll make your pizza from scratch. No, it's going to be the, well, you can come in. We already have some ready. What do you want, a large pizza? Here you go. Have a nice day. Honestly, I could see how that would work. There's a thing in the article here about Pizza Hut's new pizza pickup. It's going to eliminate human interaction. But when I saw this online, it caught my attention, because I actually thought about this and I commented on Twitter with it. I'm like, well, they better just go the frozen pizza route, because honestly, I mean, right now the Cadillac of frozen pizzas is DiGiorno, and if Pizza Hut would actually get involved in this, They actually make their pizzas as frozen pizzas that you can stick in the oven at home and cook at home and everything else. That's what tastes good. They could give DiGiorno a run for their money. But the restaurant's parent company, Yum Brand, sees the move away from dine-in restaurants as a needed move in order to drive more sales. Yeah. Also, the fact that nobody's eating out and pizza's apparently unhealthy and so many other things just aren't even registering as possible factors, right? Yeah, they plan to lean. They plan to lean in to accelerate the transition of our Pizza Hut U.S. estate to a more modern delivery and carry-out focused base asset. So basically, almost like Domino's. You want to turn Pizza Hut into Domino's. This will ultimately position the Pizza Hut brand for many years of faster growth in the U.S. The chain will encourage franchisees to replace underperforming dine-in restaurants with the newer model stores. So it's not all of them, basically. Now, it's at least a few hundred. I think it was like 500, I thought I saw somewhere they were going to close like 500 of them. But yeah, okay, so it's not exactly a, 500 restaurants. About 500 restaurants. There are currently 7,496 Pizza Hut locations in the U.S. 7,496. Last time I had Pizza Hut pizza was when we did inventory up at work, because that's what the store manager got for us. I should say get for us. That's what she got for us was Pizza Hut. I was like, Pizza Hut's good. Yeah, I kind of do like this. This is a nice little topic here. It's something that, okay, this stuff has to change, but yeah, I understand their point in this. I mean, nobody's eating out that much anymore, so having a dine-in restaurant is an idiotic idea, but some of them probably do well as dine-in restaurants, and ones that don't, I could see them being a get in, get out sort of deal. Partnership, though, with Grubhub has helped bring in new delivery customers. Grubhub's my supervisor did that one time because he has to eat lunch. He has to have his lunch at like 7 in the morning because of how it was when we're working, so that's always fun. But it's like, yeah, customers can order through Grubhub's app, but the food is still delivered by a Pizza Hut driver. Yeah. Pizza Hut also has its own online ordering system. The chain also recently tested an in-store digital ordering system that lets customers order and pick up food without talking to a single person. Oh, that's nice. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's nice. So what type of pizza would you want? Pepperoni, sausage? Yeah, it'll work. I don't have to talk to a single person. How do I pay for that? Just stick my money inside of a slot or what? Oh, wait, it's probably credit card. But no, in all honesty, I mean, if Pizza Hut really wants to get some extra money coming in, on top of like shutting down their crappier, underperforming restaurants, which you figure is what any business would do. It's like, okay, look, we got a little too big. We got to start cutting down some of our assets here. You're going to cut down some resources. Yeah, let's lower down how many stores we have. Let's cut 500 of them. I would also start branching into other possible ideas to keep some flow of cash coming in. It's like, hey, look, like for a region that may have only had 2 Pizza Hut locations, and you just shut down one of them and the other one's clear across town, and I'm not driving my family there for a dine-in experience that everybody's going to be going to, think about and consider the frozen pizza route. I mean, that could actually bring you a lot of decent money if you do it correctly, because it's like, hey, look, we can basically, we can dine in, we can eat, we can actually have a good time. Isn't it great? No? Tough. That's what we're going to do. We can do it at home. Oh, look, I just got to turn the oven on. We can stick it in. We can watch a movie, entertainment, and good food. I don't know. It's not really a bad thing at this point that Pizza Hut wants to do this. It's just that you never hear much about Pizza Hut. And the last thing I remember hearing about Pizza Hut was that Pizza Hut had pizza. And it was Pizza the Hut. You don't hear anything about them. You really don't. So it's like all of a sudden it's like, well, we want to get rid of some of our underperforming stores, and it's like, yeah, okay, that's typical of any business. It's like, look, okay, we've grown. It's been a few years. Shit's not the same anymore. We're not making as much money. We want to get rid of your store. Okay. I like the idea of changing some of them from a dine-in restaurant to a get-in, get-out sort of deal. It's like, look, just let me order my pizza, come pick it up, and get the hell out of Dodge. It would almost be like there was a pizza place when I was a kid. They had the best. Oh my god, this pizza was so damn good. It wasn't funny. It was called Time Out. No, Pizza Time. It's called Pizza Time. Time Out was a video game place at the mall. No, it was called Pizza Time. Oh God, was this food good? This pizza, I purposely didn't finish it all so I could have the next slice the next morning for breakfast when I was like in first grade. That pissed off my first grade teacher too, but my mom didn't care because the pediatrician goes, I don't give a crap if he eats pizza, macaroni and cheese. I don't give a shit what the hell he eats for breakfast, so long as he eats something. I don't care what the hell it is. So it's like, yeah, all right, not a problem. So I got to eat pizza the one morning. It was 2 slices, and oh man, it tasted so good reheated. It tasted so good warm when it came right from the thing. I could have just eaten it cold too. So cold pizza tastes really good. If I'd ever create a pizzeria, that cold pizza would be on the menu. You just pull out a couple slices, wrap it up in a nice little baggie. Here you go. Your cold pizza. It's damn good. But, oh man, pizza time. I will never forget pizza time. Wow. Man, that was damn good food. Damn good pizza. But yeah, so like I said, I understand the concept of this. They want to get rid of some of the underperforming restaurants. They want to turn some of them into, just order it, come pick it up, take it back home. Like I said, I get it. It's understandable. And for those that don't want to do that, or if they just decide shut it down because it's not worth it, or we have 6 of them in this location, or in this area, we're just going to get rid of one of them. I say the frozen pizza route. Pizza Hut frozen pizza in their grocer's freezer section. Enjoy Pizza Hut style pizza in the comfort of your own home. Ah, that would taste so good. Whew, stick one of those in the oven, turn it on. Turn the oven on first, let it warm up. Stick one of those babies in. Smell the ingredients as they waft into the air. Oh. I'm sorry, I'm salivating a bit here. I better end this topic before I drown in my own drool. So, yeah, more power to Pizza Hut. Looking forward to, hopefully it'll change up. Maybe it'll actually make the pizza a little cheaper. Because maybe if they cut so much business down and they get rid of a lot of stuff, they might be able to lower the cost a bit. Who knows? Might become cheaper pizza. It might be good, same quality, but a little cheaper. Might be good. Alrighty, folks, and that's going to do it for me this week here on the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. I'm getting sleepy, I'm getting tired, and I am certainly, and I do mean certainly, yeah, I'm getting tired. I'm starting to yawn. Anyway, it's been a fun time here this week. Thank you all for hanging out with me for this, hour or so that we've been together. And don't forget... Well, first off, don't forget to have your questions in. When are we doing the Q&A again this month? Oh, yeah, that's right. Please have all your questions in by the 24th. You have 2 weeks to go. Don't forget, we are officially 8 days as of this recording, but 1 week away as of when I put this podcast up, away from my birthday. The big 3-0 for me. I'm going to be 30 years old on the 18th. Looking forward to that. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We get to celebrate that together as I put the podcast up that day. It's going to be a lot of fun. So there is that. But yeah, otherwise it is going to be fun. Don't forget the Q&A questions. Don't forget, wish me a happy birthday on the 18th, a week from now, next Sunday. But yeah, so until then, if you have any topics you'd like me to talk about, feel free to drop them in one of 3 places. Anywhere here on my YouTube page, either in the discussion section or in one of the comments of the videos, just please use the phrase topic or podcast topic when you leave the comment in parentheses, or in parentheses. If you have any questions, you can submit them via comment section. Remember, parentheses Q&A. That'll tell me you don't have to include like August Q&A. You can just put Q&A. I'll know what that means. I got a channel update video coming that I got to quick record, then I get to go to sleep. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun filled time. That's right. Oh yeah, you can also drop topic ideas off on my Twitter page, @OTakeYourRoads, or on the Web Designer 18 Facebook page. I almost forgot about those two. But yeah, otherwise, it's going to do it this week for me. I am out of here. I'm checking out. Bye-bye, everybody, and I will catch you all next time here on the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast.